Look into the camera, Darren. Hello. Hello. This is your camera. This is my camera. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of Sorcery Shenanigans. We are in person. And I have a friend. This is put together by Pat and Rebecca. I take it, yeah. In Disneyland Paris. This is my scatterbrained astromech droid with his Mickey hat. Yeah. So welcome to Sorcery Shenanigans. I'm your DM Wayne, and here are your players.
It's us.
Where we last left off was chaos and a giant underground mimic that seemed to be fed. We seem to be being fed dead people by a scarred lizard person, as the group found themselves in an underground cavern, deep underground in the city of Flotsam. But before what? Deeper underground. But before we jump into our adventure, we want to take a shout out to our sponsors, Dublin City Comics. Thank you so much for your continuing sponsorship, folks. We have the prize from last month's episode to give away. And I will say, mea culpa to Barry Doyle. I haven't had a chance to post your prize that was announced in the last episode. We will get it out to you ASAP. We have the prize of the Driz de Worden encyclopedia to pick a winner of for this episode, thanks to Dempsey Comics. But we also have this is it's so heavy. This is the prize for this month's episode. This is fucking gorgeous. This is the collected edition of volumes 1 and 2 of the Critical Role Origins comic book series. So it's a nice big tome, right?
It makes me look tiny.
It's gorgeous. So this is the prize to give away for this month's episode. It's still sealed in plastic.
It's literally worth more because you touch it.
It's wiped clean, sealed in plastic. And it is beautiful. The cover is gorgeous. But it is fantastic stuff. With a forward by Gail Simone, no less.
I want the rats.
Yeah, Gail is fantastic. So you have Jodie Hauser, Matthew Colville, Olivia Sampson. I'm gonna say this like Kashyyyk from Star Wars, Masick, Chris Northup, and Ariana Mayer or Mar if you're from Ireland. But yeah, the Critical Role Vox Machina Origins graphic novel set from Dark Horse series 1 and 2. This is our giveaway prize for this month. Thanks to our sponsors, WC Comics. A phenomenal prize, and we will have a question for that at the break. So, without further ado, folks, let's jump straight into it. So, as I said, where we last left off with our adventurers, you are deep underground in the city of Flotsam after being sent to investigate the power outages in the area. You had travelled to the local guardhouse that then pointed you in the direction of where the local switching station is, where you found a massive cavernous gaping hole that filled with filled with cabling that seemed to be arcane in nature, leading you down. Now, as you went into this area, both Zilzara and Grey were overcome by the urge to jump into the cavernous hole, as you do. And Lopan could do nothing but watch as you jumped and disappeared into the darkness. He then kind of climbed down and found you both at the bottom of this long cavernous area, and you made your way through to this huge cave filled with all sorts of weirdness, where you saw what you believe to be a gargantuan mimic that it seems to be embedded in the rock around you in this huge cave. And at the base of this mimic, you see a large pile of corpses being fed to it by a lizard folk who seems to have the same scarred, glowing arcane tattoos as Zilzara. And just as they see you, they summon up to 20 of their cohorts that are surrounding the cave area and stick them on you. And that is where we're going to kick off this month's episode of Sorcery Shenanigans. So you're all three of you are standing there. This huge, like 6.5 foot tall lizard folk, armored, scaled, large kind of head fin that falls down the back of their neck, tongue flickering as they seem to be engaged in doing whatever they're doing with this pile of dead bodies and feeding it to the mimic. And the mimic is kind of sputtering and flickering. The energy is crackling off it. And the two spellcasters in the group, you can feel the arcane energy in the room. And that voice that you heard at the back of your mind that kind of urged you to jump when you're at the precipice of the kind of the long drop into this cavernous area. You can kind of feel it tingling at the back of your mind, crying out in pain. It's kind of like a weird pressure at the back of both of your heads. And you can kind of just hear this lizard person kind of flick its finger and give a command as you see 20 or so figures rise up from the darkness and start moving towards you. What are you doing?
I have the spell Thunderclap. I want to use it. I don't want to deafen my mates. Can I alert them to cover their ears before I do?
Thunderclap, I think you can focus it in an area.
Yeah.
So it's a range area of 5 feet though. And it's a con save. You have to be within. It's a range, so have to be within 5 feet of. So you're looking at about. Now, folks, just to let you aware, we do have a battle map here for the players, but unfortunately, we don't have enough cameras to cover the battle map. So I'm sorry, but you won't see the battle map, but the players will. So if you at any point you see us referencing the battle map, that's what we're referencing. Okay. So you can see yourself there. You've got about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You've at least 50 feet before you can get to the first. Or you do have the ones off to the side here. So just for the players, theater of the mind, for the people listening and watching, the group are inside this cavern, and to the left, about 40 feet to their left, there's a group of about 5 individuals up on a rocking area. About another 50 feet in front of you, you have that one lizard folk who's standing in front of the mimic, and they're feeding the bodies into its gaping maw. And then behind them, you see more crowds of individuals, up to, in total roughly 20. You can kind of make out in the darkness. So you know, I'm just asking you first what you want to do. If they've summoned in this group, they're slowly moving up and coming out of the darkness, and they're seeing you for the first time.
Yeah.
You have a choice here of what you can do in this moment.
I know what I'm doing. Considering red numbers, I'm going to go with my instinct. And Lopan goes, I know this rodeo, like, I'm not going to stand here like and twiddling my thumbs. And I take my big heavy crossbow that's been on my back, lift it off, and it's nearly as big as me, and it's like, I'll start this guy out, and I'll press the trigger.
The lizard?
I'm going to try and fire at the lizard, but as I do it, everybody just sees this old, rusted, heavy crossbow begin to fall apart, and it's looked like as if I don't know what I'm doing. But as it falls apart, underneath it, you see that I'm still holding the frame, and you're seeing that there's this long, lovely, fancy nozzle, and there's gold lamination on it, and it pretty much isn't a heavy crossbow. It's some bizarre revolver.
Darren, it's Lopan's nozzle.
I've had this for Lopan's nozzle. Like, that's going in the
Just
and I am going to pull the trigger. I've
Oh! Who had
got
2 minutes in for the first shitty pun? Oh, wow.
I've been holding on for ages, waiting for a time. And
He's been holding on to his nozzle for ages.
I've been holding on to my big weapon for quite some time.
Yeah.
And now it's time to brag. Like,
He's whipping
but yeah, I take it out for a second. It looks like that it's falling apart, but then you just see me smile, and I am going to pull the trigger and try to
Okay.
take this guy down.
So in that same breath that you're doing that, grower and the shower.
Go over in the shower.
In that same breath, so I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to decide what you're doing at this point.
Yeah.
So Gray,
I'm going to try and thunderclap Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay.
Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. These lads, yeah.
So there's lads up on the press. It's just off to your left. There's guys up on the rock face that are above you. They're within range, I suppose. Yeah, if you move about 10, 15 feet, you'll move. Zilzara, what are you doing?
I'm going to
Sleet Storm with these mofos over
Yeah.
here.
What's the range on Sleet Storm?
150 feet.
Woo! Wow. Did you? I'm looking here on D&D Beyond here. Did you change the frame around Zilzara?
Yeah.
It's a big, dirty, big, like flamey frame on Zilzara on D&D
What you
Beyond.
know.
She's right,
Yeah,
Even though Z is more of a cold necrotic stone. So.
yeah.
Yeah, so Sleet Storm providing. Yeah, I don't have to roll the damage.
Okay. Right. I'm going to give you this one round of kind of like, as you see them all appear, what you're deciding to do. So this is a round that you want to do. So in turn, we're going to take it. So you're firing your nozzle.
I'm firing Lopan's nozzle.
Lopan's nozzle has been fired.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, that's etched on the side because it's in cannon.
Wow. It's literally in the cannon.
It's there. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the stats on this thing? What's the,
Well, again, this is where I might have said it. It all depends on whether or not am I firing it? Am I able to do it?
you can, of course, you can fire it. You've each got an action here as these individuals merge out of the darkness.
Probably I always feel guilty as a player for like the fact that I remember I'm an assassin. But if he hasn't moved, that lizard guy hasn't moved. I have some bells and whistles that go off.
Yeah. As an assassin trait, you do.
So for one, I get advantage on this roll because he hasn't moved and
Yeah.
he's gone before me. So that's just that scheme. And because I've got advantage, it means I can use my sneak attack.
Okay.
So now I'm going to get the stat.
And then these, as an assassin, is the first attack of the round, isn't it? A crit?
It's the way you did it. Yeah, we were going with. I can technically get 2 attacks, but yeah, for
The first one is a crit.
we back in the day we had a sit down and we realized how sick Lopan could be, and as opposed to regardless of what it says in the rules, it's because I'm getting a jump on them with the first one.
Yeah.
When you're hit with the first one, you're not going to have the same thing happen when the crossbow hits you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the first one. So
Okay.
I have the stats here. Revolver is actually 40 feet, but I'll move it later. I'm going to move up so I'm in range for my light crossbow just in case I miss.
Okay.
Just to add insult to injury. But yeah, my revolver. I'm going to actually roll it on D&D Beyond for once. So actually, no, I won't. I'll roll it here because I've got the dice. I've got the physical dice and we're in person. Right, so it's advantage. So I take the best. So 14 plus 7, 17. AC 21.
That hits. Yeah.
And it is 3d6, 2d8, and plus 4. Sorry.
It's a powerful nozzle. It's a powerful nozzle.
I have one trick, and it's usually great against like someone that's in charge of a minute. Anyway, here we go. I'm rolling my spike dice as well. Flame dice. Here we go. So that's good. 6 and 6 is 12. 8 is 20. 27 plus 4. Jesus. So he takes 31 points of damage from the revolver. That makes a big, huge solid.
It just you all hear this and you kind of have to. And Gray, you definitely cover your ears a wee bit. Your toe beads go up and go like as it just echoes through the chamber, as this blast and flares out, and you see it kind of catch this lizard folk in kind of the clavicle area, and it's like and it kind of does crack the armor, and there is a bit of spurt of blood, but he just continues like with kind of levitation magic, levitating these large kind of dead forms into the maw of the, just ignoring you completely. He does get hit and he does get damaged, but he seems to just shrug it off.
Then I hit him with a little bolter. As I rolled digital dice, I rolled my pink dice, and I got 28.
That hits, yeah. 28.
I don't know, like, well, obviously we're not going to go with the crit, but do I get my sneak attack? Or
Did you get the crit? You got the crit on the first attack, yeah?
Oh, I didn't even roll the fucking crit. I just
Well, you double your dice.
double my dice, so it was another. Jesus, I've got it right here. So I'm sorry. 6 and 6 is 12, 18, 22 plus 20. So double the 29. We're not having the 4.
Round it up.
So 64.
64.
Okay.
So another 30 off. He gets hit, he stumbles it back a bit, and then kind of just pulls himself back up and just shrugs it and just keeps going.
And then and then I hit him with my light crossbow, but I'm kind of going, this bloody bollocks is cheating. He should be dead. And I fire my light crossbow, and it's not as good, but it is D6 or D6 plus 4. Do you want to get me sneak attack on this? Or?
No, because they're not in any range of any of your allies. They're not adjacent to any of your allies.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So that I rolled 6 though, so that's 10.
10.
But I am amazed because usually like this is where you fall down, like. You seen this?
The bolt comes out and it's like sticks again, just shy of where you hit him with the revolver with the nozzle, and it just jams in there, and he just reaches up and just throws it down into the kind of the ground, and it hits the dirt and fizzes up, and he just keeps doing what he's doing, and he just looks up at the crowd around and he just gives them a nod. So, Gray, your thunderclap.
I'm astounded, by the way, by all of this. What I'm carrying on. I'm going to use thunderclap. So all these jamokes that are low Constitution saving throws, or else they take 2d6 thunder damage.
Okay. Concept.
Okay.
That is 14.
It's 13 is the
DC, so they make it. Did they take half damage?
as a group.
Yeah.
This week you'll be judged as a group.
Yeah.
Such. Oh, I wouldn't have done it if they were being judged as a group.
Well, no, I mean it's one roll. It's actually better. Actually, no. I'll tell you what.
No.
We'll do it as a group. We'll do it as a group. No, how many?
Just 5.
5. Oh no, I won't do it as a group.
Ah. It's too much.
Wait and see they fucking all get.
Look at the 20s.
3 failed.
Okay, let's ice these bitches.
No, that's my turn.
Clap these bitches.
Yes, these bitches, that means something different.
I have to remember not to make really no noises for our listeners because we have microphones now, so we're all. If you haven't noticed, folks, we're tooled up for this episode, so
We got all the blink
full production level here.
for this thing.
One of them takes 7 damage.
Okay.
Oh, baby stuff compared to what
Well, no, you roll. You roll the damage for the whole thing, isn't it? It's one big thing,
Alright, let me don't do add.
so it's just one damage roll.
One crit. Level 6.
No, it's just one damage roll. So the thunderclap is one ability, one event. So it's one damage roll. So you got, what did you get the first roll? What was the
Between 3.
was that the first roll? Okay, so they all take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like they're gonna split it.
No. So it's kind of an area effect. So thunderclap is an area effect.
I'm sorry I came to this how to play D&D class.
Every day is school day.
Every day.
For sure.
It's a con save. It's an instantaneous event, and it's like you create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away, and each creature within range, other than you, must succeed a Constitution saving throw and take 1d6 thunder damage. The spell's damage increased by 1d6 when you reach 5th level, so it's 2d6 and 3d6 from 11th level. So yeah, so it's 2d6 for yourself. You've rolled a 7. So anyone within that area, so 5 feet range, 2d6, so 7 points of damage.
Right.
You just do the, like, following his, you hear another, and it just seems to echo in a wave through the cave. And like the other groups hear it, they're kind of like, what the fuck? But this particular group, it seems to be focused on them, and 2 of them like just shrug it off, but 3 of them seem to just grasp their ears, and they kind of get pushed back a bit from the force. And you, as they take their hands away, you notice that they're bleeding slightly from their ears. And they're kind of like, and they just like, I can't hear this. They seem to be mimicking to their friends that they're now deaf. So, Zil.
So Silvara has a full storm from the X-Men moment.
Oh,
Um,
like what happens to a frog when it gets hit by lightning situation?
the same thing that happened to everything.
Oh my god, please.
Do you know who wrote that line?
Ray Park.
Joss Whedon wrote that line.
Yeah, but he's using garbage human.
Yeah, garbage human wrote garbage line.
So,
Punch up on that, did he? Is that how he ended up in there?
So the sleet storm. So until this spell ends, these lads over here. So I'm kind of going to focus it in the middle of them because I've got a 40-foot range.
Okay.
Kind of the biggest concentration. And I'm like, so freezing rain and sleet will fall in a 20-foot cylinder within a 40-foot radius centered on a point you've chosen within the the area is heavily obscured. If any of them have torches, they've been doused. The ground is covered in slick ice very quickly, making it very difficult for them to move. Now, the only thing I was going to say about this is, so obviously we're doing these moves before any of them.
Yeah.
So I'm attacking them while they're standing there. So it does say that when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, so presumably this has to happen after a roll.
Yeah, this is kind of like a surprise round. So as soon as we roll initiative, they're going to have to roll a dex save.
So they're going to have to roll a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, they fall prone.
Yep.
So if they start their turn in the spell's area and they're concentrating on the spell, they must make a successful con saving throw.
Yeah.
So yeah, full storm from X-Men, clouds gathering.
Eyes go white.
Eyes go white. Wind from nowhere.
Well, I mean, you've got his gun, her thunderclap. It's just they just lift you up, full on.
So winter is coming over here, and they're just getting battered with the elements at the moment as Zale goes full to try and take some of them out, or I suppose hinder them before they can even make a move. So already the terrain is going to be shite before they even go to do.
Yeah, and for anyone that this doesn't do any damage, it just hinders them and keeps them.
That's it. But
yeah.
And before they take a turn, they have to do a dex throw.
100%.
And if they lose that,
they're on their back, full on. Okay, cool. Right, so
it's well, I suppose from Dee's point of view, she's like, how can I make this as difficult for as many people?
yeah, you're prepping the area to fuck them up.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. Right, so Zil, and that's concentration up to a minute. So now that that's all in place, yeah, just like, and you as the air kind of freezes around them, and you see icicles form and drop, and the slick ground, like the already rocky area, all of a sudden is just slick but wetness, and then it just instantly freezes. And you see as a couple of them are like, what the fuck? And they're starting to kind of skitter a bit. One or two of them kind of grab their footing and grab onto each other, and they kind of hold themselves for a sec. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Place in front of us, we that is on brand. So
25 to 20.
21?
21. So we've Lopan. 20 to 15. Okay.
Sorry, it's 19 me. This is probably just
Are you
I
rolling?
have to add on my pluses.
Are you rolling for them as groups?
I'm gonna roll for this is where the rolling as a group comes in. I'm gonna roll for them right now as two separate groups. Yeah, absolutely.
To any of our viewers, I'm getting overdosed with my pop sauce.
Yeah, this is what, like, it's typical. We get all these nice fandangled mics, and Jill is just like the whole time. So for our listeners that are listening in that weren't aware that was the cue from the video, they just got their eardrums burst.
Balance it out by farting every now and then.
There we go. Okay, 15 to 10. Oh god. 10 to 5.
Oh god.
Shall I already roll for that? So we have and then 5 to 1. Oof. Okay, Lopan, you're up first.
That's kind of like for a second I'm going. I did put in the kill anything that it hits bullets. Like he's still standing. Like, all right, I'm gonna do this again, but you better not let me down. I'm talking to you as well. And I'll fire again, and unfortunately, because I'm on before him, same stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's like I'm probably the only thief that actually feels guilty about like Anyway, this is with advantage. Yeah, go for it. This is with advantage. So, revolver. Okay, that's good. AC 18.
That hits.
Sweet. So again, it is me 3d6, me 2d8 and 4, and because this is a crit, I double the damage that I roll. So 6 and 6 is 12, and that's 8, which goes 20. 26 doubled is
52.
2.
wait, 26 doubled is 52, and
52.
then 4, which is 56. And then I let go.
If this sewer survives this,
The shock goes off, and it hears the sound before, and it seems to bring its hand up, and it catches it like Wonder Woman style in its bracers, but it like punctures through the bracer, and you see a hole form through its arm, and it just kind of looks up and just looks through the hole in its arm at you, and then drops its hand down.
no. No! No, don't like it.
As he's doing that, like crossbow.
Go ahead.
This is because again he hasn't fallen out, so this is just normal.
He's not.
No, I have no other tricks.
Isn't even out of place.
AC 18, but it well actually no, it's not measly because it's actually a nice chunk. Takes 6 finger damage.
The bolt goes out and it drops its hand. It tries to bring its other hand up to catch the bolt, but it just goes straight through its hand, and it just stops and looks at it. And it's like,
Normally I'm a very, very confident bunny, but any chance that we're in the mood for some cardio?
it just pulls the bolt out, and you just see this gash of green blood just go out of its hand, and it just flecks it down onto the ground, and it covers all the dead bodies in front of it, and it just like, just as you look up, you see as it snarls that its teeth, blood just starts to trickle slightly.
Does the blood look normal?
It's green.
It's green. Okay, so it's not green. I am going.
Well, it's normal for a lizard person, I guess.
I unfortunately fell asleep in lizards teaching school. So
That's true. You might not know.
unfortunately, I am going to close it. I'm within 30. I'm going to move 10 feet back. Just I should move more, but I'm not going to leave me fellow comrades on their own. But like, yeah, if you just want to like just start like like jogging, like I'll be up for it. Like that's me done.
Okay. Great. It's to you.
Lopan's asking us to run.
I'm suggesting it, but
Yeah.
I'll go with what, like, because look, he's still going.
Yeah, I mean, sunk cost fallacy must have led him to send in the last 3 blows after the first one didn't work. That's what excluded everybody on the planet. And I am tempted to use True Strike on him because that was ungodly the amount of damage that it took and didn't do anything. Good retreat, bad stand. Good retreat, bad stand. I'm gonna use True Strike on lizard guy.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the name of it.
So,
Take that.
True Strike. You point a finger at a target in range. Your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, providing the spell hasn't ended.
Can I tell others what the weakness is? So that'll be
It seems like a cool spell to find out the information as to why he hasn't realized he should fall down.
So, you kind of focus in. You focus in on this creature, and you kind of get this wave of energy just hits you, and your mind's eye kind of pulls you in a bit, and you just see a flurry of peacock feathers in your head, and this female form reach out, hello, and just touches you on the forehead. You kind of catch yourself back, and then you realize that this creature seems to be touched by some divine creature.
Oh, no.
And you can tell that it's AC. Like statistically, its AC is 15, and it is powerful.
Mhm.
And while it is damaged, it's nowhere near going down.
So the point of that spell is to give me an advantage on my next attack and make it more likely to land. But given that I am a limited I knowing this is less likely to make me attack. But the whole point of that spell is you have to.
You get advantage on your next roll.
Yeah.
Maybe telling us this? Or is that just,
Because it seems like it's a psychic thing that just goes in your head, and then within.
Well, I'm homebrewing it a wee bit here. It doesn't really give you. I gave you a lot more than you should get there.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of funds and shits.
Yeah.
So it's a case of I was just doing a bit of
Yeah.
storytelling there with that.
So that's my funds. Can I tell the shit?
Tell the shits.
But
Guys, he's got a lot more to go. He's being aided by something. He's not going down soon.
are you telling me that I could have made a holy joke and I would have been right?
Maybe, but I should aim for the others.
Like thinking that, I'm in shock.
Yeah.
It's like,
So great. That's the end of your go.
Yeah.
It's now the Liz's person go, and he kind of turns, and he kind of, as he's doing what he's doing, he kind of stops for a second, and there's like a dead body floating in the air, like a kind of a greenish hue around it as he's levitating it into the maw of the mimic. And he turns and looks at Lopan, and a long clawed finger turns and points directly at you. You have caused me pain. I do not like that. And he just points, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Well, it's not the thing.
Why is that bad though?
Well, no, I don't know. Again,
Right.
I'm just more actually, because I'm not that charismatic.
That I don't.
Hence why. No. If I look like I'm a fluffy bunny rabbit, and like that just goes. It gets you here.
Yeah.
But like if you stand back, I'm not the best.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. It's a 12 because I got no plus.
You but watch as he points his finger, and Lopan vanishes.
Oh no! They should have what the lizard person really should have said is, yeah. Want to see me make it bloody disappear?
you get from the brief experience you have with this individual, he definitely does not have a sense of humor. But you just see Lopan just seems to vanish in on himself, and then, Lopan, you're just floating in nothingness.
Oh shit.
I will say, funny as you were pointing, all I could think of was my little crossbow bolt in his finger. Anyway.
Okay. He's now going to turn. You just see him kind of look over at the two of you, and then he just shrugs and goes back to doing what he's doing. It is now into the bandits. So the bandits up here, or not bandits, but the group, I'm using bandit stat blocks. This group here are going to do, the kind of the three that are deaf are kind of stumbling a bit, but one or two of them are going to hop down to you.
It's my fault.
And
You want us to make them for you? Because
no, yeah, if you can, that'd be a whopper. And they jump down and start moving towards the group. The two that were unhurt, they're going to move straight towards Gray. They're just going to take. You see them take out their blades, and they're just going to swing in and take an attack at you. The first one is a 9 to hit. No. Second guy is going to attack us garbage as well. That's a 6 to hit. So you deftly just quick like a cat. The other three stumble down and they kind of move over, and they see you holding your sleet storm. The three of them are going to move over towards you, and each going to take a swing with their.
okay, they're move up, so I'm just moving up.
First attack. What's their? How far was that?
25, 30, 35, 40.
No, they can't make it.
Right, so
30 feet. Move 30 feet for me.
I'll put them roughly. Yeah, probably so.
So the
Three.
because they were at the back. So the other two they move forward. The other three move forward, and they each take out their ranged crossbow. For roll for the first two, the first one was garbage. It was a 10. That misses. Hits.
Yeah. Misses.
Second attack is a 15.
Fantastic.
Hits. So if it meets it, it hits it. You
Yeah.
see that the arrows slides out, catches you in the arm, or just above the arm. You take damage. Where is my d8s? You take 3 points of damage, and I need you to roll a concentration saving. Oh no, concentration. You need to roll for concentration because you're holding. It's a concentration spell.
Yes. Nat 20.
Oh! You don't even flinch. You're just like the bolt hits you and just here, and you just don't even flinch. The sleet storm keeps up, and then the last one's gonna. Or did I roll for him? No, I didn't roll for the three of them. So yeah, Did I roll for the three of them?
Actually killed that lizard.
Did I roll for the three of them?
That's what I got confused.
That doesn't matter because that's a 3 and it's a 6, so that doesn't hit. So you get hit 1 with the crossbow. You take 3 points of damage, and you hold your concentration. So that's that bandits group go. The last group of bandits, these are the ones that are now in the sleet storm, and they all have to roll a dex save.
Yeah.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 dex saves. That's a fail. That's a success. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail. So one of them. One of them succeeded. Did I say one?
5 more prone.
4 of them are prone.
4 of them
Sorry,
are
I
probably
rolled 6.
Yeah.
Did I roll 6 times or 5
It
times?
sounded like you
These
did.
sides here.
No,
Okay.
No, the other side.
The other side.
So one of them definitely succeeded. The rest failed.
Really what
Okay.
was- Fucking Elton John at the end.
Standing.
Okay. So they are going to spend the ones that are falling over prone are going to spend half their movement to get the fuck back up.
Mhm.
So they're all back still standing.
Mhm.
And all of them are going to take out their crossbows and start firing them at the both of you. The first two are going to aim at you.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Oh no.
So that's a D8. That is 6 points of damage. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, sorry, no. That is
I'll stand them all back up.
double the dice plus 1. 7 points of damage. That's for the first one. Second one is 17 to hit. That hits. And that is 1 point of damage. Jeez. And then into grey. The tree. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah.
That is 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Another natural 20.
Shit.
And that is another. That is double the dice. That's a 4, 8 plus 1. 9 points of damage into you. So they pepper you with bolts as you take the hits. I need you to roll. Did you get hit? You did get hit. I need you to roll concentration.
Yeah.
Jesus.
My
Since I was sticking in there, getting like peppered with these bolts, and you're just like holding up this sleet storm. Okay, that is the end of the bandits go. It's now into Zilzar.
I think that spell only lasts for a minute though.
Yeah, but around the combat is
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Not the way I do it.
Kim, do us a favor. Show us.
Why is that? Then I wouldn't have done that. Is that your problem?
Kim, show the viewers your T-shirt.
Oh, it's so true.
It's so awesome.
So true.
I pause Zelda to be here.
Wish I was in Ireland right now. I love you all so much, but
Specifically
It's
Tears of
not
the
good.
Kingdom.
yeah, I just want to be on Sky Island. Sunset.
Maybe I'm in the world. That's where it's it.
Oh, maybe.
Just to balance it out, that's where Lopan.
Actually, you can just be Zelda while I'm fannying around chasing fish.
A minute
More
and a
than
half.
she's gonna ever get saved.
That's the story of those games.
So I'm obviously concentrating and still holding the Sleet Storm over here.
Yeah.
There is no limit on my ability to multitask when it comes to.
No, so as long as your concentration is up, this Sleet Storm will stay.
Okay, so Sleep Storm. These 3 guys.
Bricks.
These pricks. I'm going to just do it at my first level, so they get 1 each.
There we go.
Best spell in the game.
No Eldritch Blast. It's no Eldritch Blast. I love when Eldritch Blast.
I had a moment of I was like, what kind of damage is magic missile is cold? No, it's force damage.
Force.
Because unfortunately, if it was cold damage, because I get elemental affinity because of my silver dragon
Yeah.
background, I'd be able to add more damage on it. But anyway, so they're going to get a dart each, but it's still
Get the dart.
one. Do you know what's the cutest thing? Robert Smith saying dart. I see the dart.
In this household, in the Talbot household, you can see the class divide. Either I say the dart or my wife says the door.
That's because your wife's posh.
Yeah, she's posh.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 4 plus 1 9 with.
Now we're getting old.
So,
That's cool.
yeah. Of course it is.
Head no skin.
5, 3, and 4. With 3 individual
So when she was
damages.
saying that, I presume I can multitask. I picture like the Opus 3, It's a Fine Day, Top of the Pops performance where she's just spinning 3 balls in her hands the whole time.
Yeah. David Bowie and Lavender. David Bowie and Lavender. The niche. Okay, niche. So you see 3 darts flicker out towards these deaf motherfuckers as they're still bleeding out of their ears after firing their bolts. The missiles careen at the 2 of them and they just drop like a sack of spuds. And one of them is left staggering open. The 2 that drop, they just seem to vanish in a puff of smoke.
By falling to the floor.
I need the 2 of you, because you're not here. I need the 2 of you to make a perception check for me, please, real quick.
Can I stay in your hurley?
You're
I'm being a mime at the moment.
just like, oh. You know, in the American Gods, when they vanished up Bilquist's vagina, they're just
Yeah.
floating in space.
Did you notice? Oh no, you haven't seen them.
Yes, I have.
Same
Yeah,
actress.
same actress, and she's fucking phenomenal.
And she is fucking lovely in real life.
Is
She
she?
is she's a really, really lovely actress.
We're talking about Strange New Worlds, the latest episode, or the second episode of the new season.
I'm sure her name, Yatine is her first name. She picked Elvis in, as he's rightly saying.
No,
So when I met Patrick Shriver and Ricky, what's his name? At that, for a photo op, she's very
Amazing actress, and she's phenomenal in Strange New Worlds.
She mans the ring.
Oh, tell you,
Anyway,
command me any day.
sorry.
Gray, what did you guess?
Tree.
Gray, perception check.
Yeah, yes, I got 16.
16.
Yeah.
You seem to realize that these motherfuckers are ethereal. They're not here. They're some form of illusion.
Skywalker and me.
They just seem to vanish, and you realize that there's an arcane trace as the bodies just kind of seem to just fade in smoke.
So we're focusing our energies on the wrong thing.
Right.
Please challenges.
Okay. Hey.
I'm
So,
concentrating too hard.
yeah, these guys are not here. Forget these. They hurt me though.
They did, yeah.
Not here and they're capable of dealing damage. They're not here. Something's controlling them. It must be him, right?
But that makes sense. So we need to refocus.
Yeah. Okay. Changing configuration here. because I need to protect myself better than I have been doing. I've got my friend's shield ring.
Yes.
It's normally away because I like to be dexterous, but I'm lugging it out, and I'm wielding it now, and I've got my super special fantastico ice dagger that I bought in the last session. So you gave me loads of info on that, so I have to. But I don't.
Did I?
You told me about the magic.
Oh yes, I did. Yes.
But as regards what damage it does,
1d10 plus 2.
1d10 plus 2. Nice. 1d10 plus 2. Ooh.
Plus the anyone you hit them with, they must make a Constitution saving throw, or else they get fucking frozen.
Frozen, yeah. Excellent.
Sit person to slum? No.
So I'm going to. I've pulled my shield out, and I've got my really pretty dagger out that I bought from the fuck person. We're gonna close in, are we still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have two of the dudes are engaged with you. So if you move out of their range of attack, they're going to get attack of opportunity on you.
They are.
These are gone, aren't they?
Two of the other dudes up on the rocky outcropping are not. They're smoke. They're gone.
Okay. We're still gonna do something. We just rolled perception. Are we still in combat?
You're fully still in combat. That was just more of an aside I got used to do, just to kind of just be aware of your surroundings. But you're around.
So
You're the only one right now who's really aware of your surroundings.
psychically and vocally decided to head for the other guy, but presumably if we're still in combat, we'll wait for the next.
Yes. So it's now into Lopan. It's your go, but you are banished.
I will just wherever I am, I'll look around and I'll go like, times like this, I regret not taking up the habit of talking to oneself because, it might be a good thing to do. But anyway, I just if there was anyone watching, they'd be queer bored at me. I'm presuming it's black.
It is.
Black
It's just inky void. That's all it really is.
Well, if people are still watching, I better do something like Superman post.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh my god, I will. I'm going to use my dice again. That's a 10 plus 1, 11.
11. As you were floating there in the black inky void, you start to hear some light breathing. And you see forming out of the darkness a thin female face. Huge. Like engulfing the space in front of you. As it just leans in and looks at you.
I'm going to be scared. I'm going to be honest. I'm totally scared at the moment, but thank fuck you are behind me doing all this. That's me worst fear. Hurry. But again, I'm scared.
He sent me you. You small, pitiful creature. And you see a large claw, not a clawed hand, but like long, spindly, pale, porcelain-like fingers reach out. Long, black nails.
I don't think it can get much worse.
You go to fire, and there's nothing in your hand. You are in my realm, child. Tell me, what is your name?
We go by a lot of names, like depending on what I've done, there's a few swear words in there, but no, my name's Lopan. And you, milady?
I too have a lot of names. And judging by your demeanor, you've probably heard none.
Yep.
You are insignificant, small, and do not matter to me. You are not the one I seek. And you watch as the face just melts into the blacks and leaves you to nothingness. Gray, it's now into your turn.
could try and disengage.
You have the option to disengage.
I'm gonna disengage. I'm gonna go off.
Do you have
I'm gonna turn off notifications for these bitches.
do you have the ability to disengage without taking combat? Taking attack?
No, it's an action. I have to do it. Let me see.
So you like it's not the rogue ability where you can disengage without incurring any attack. You don't have that. So in order to move away from, you will incur an attack of opportunity from both of these creatures.
Well, let me see. I have feline agility. I can double my speed till the end of the turn.
That's all that does. But if you're still gonna take an attack, so what do you want to do here?
I'm gonna try and get away from them.
Okay. So the both of them, as they see you try and pull away from where they are, they're gonna try and fight their Shimtar. Natural 1.
Keep it up.
It is a natural 1 for the camera. Just to show you there. Natural 1 upside down. That's 7. No, it was a 1 though. There's the 1. 8.
Miss.
They miss. So you go to just jump out of the way, and again your feline dexterity just kicks in, and you just leap out of the way, and both their blades cut through air, and you manage to disengage from the two smoke bandits as you move towards your quarry wherever you're heading to.
Right, I'm gonna go.
Your full movement is 30 feet, and he is a good. See now how many feet away from you? You could probably might get to him.
Might get to him.
Yeah, you would actually get to him. He is next.
Oh, I'm not gonna go to him then. I'll go halfway to him.
Okay. It's now into this lizard folk's turn, and he is going to continuing to load the bodies in because he doesn't seem to be engaged with anyone. He's not paying attention to anyone. He's just loading the bodies into the mimic's mouth, and the mimic is starting to just like grind these bodies. And it's like a charnel house. You just hear the sound and the smell just emanating out. As closer you get to it, it seems to be writhing, and the cave around you starts to tremor and starts to kind of shake a bit, and there's like a pulse of arcane energy that seems to emanate out in a wave, and you can definitely feel that it's severely necrotic. And this towering gargantuan mimic that is embedded into the rock around you, and it seems to be part of everything, it seems to twist and get mottled, and its skin changes shape and color, and it just seems to be warping, becoming more corrupt. As this kind of like the pulsation, you just hear in the back of your mind a pained cry reaching out to you. That is the end of his go. The bandit groups. The one that's left up on the rock is going to jump down and again turn to Zilzara and fire its crossbow. And that is a 5 plus 3, which is 8. And then the other two are going to try and come up and chase after Grey. Movement is 30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20. They wouldn't even get to you, actually. No, they would. They get to the side of you. There. They're going to swing in with their blades. Holy shit. I'm rolling garbage for dice.
4 blessed.
11 plus 3. 14 to hit?
No, not now.
Oof. Again. They hit nothing as you dodge out of the way. That's that bandit group. This bandit group, they're all up. They're going to start moving in. They see you moving towards. They're going to move 30 feet. Two here are going to move 30 feet over, and they're going to start moving in towards Grey. And the first one is going to take a swing at Star. That is cocked. That is a 16 to hit. Great. 16 to hit.
No, not. Oh, thank fuck! I put my shield out. No, I've got 17 now.
Jesus! As it's just the blade comes in and crashes off against your shield as you clang it back. Let me see now. Grey's passive perception is 14. Grey, just as you're doing this, as you bring the shield up and it clangs off,
yeah,
your eye is drawn upwards as the blade is coming down, and you see up on the side of the wall of the cave a blur of movement.
Oh.
And you're like, what the fuck? God damn it, Barry! Not this timeline as well. And you bring the shield up, and you just see this blur of movement off in the corner of your eye, and then it's just gone again. The second bandit, no, the bandits both swung their blades. That's grand. The other three are going to take their crossbows out, and they're going to take it as they're kind of. Actually, they're still in the air. No, they started to move in the area. Do they still have to make a dex save?
I'm still.
Yeah. But
They should do it before every go, as far as I know.
the other ones that moved out should have done it as well, actually. It's a fail. That's a save. It's cocked. That's a fail. That's a save. Okay. So the two that made it over, they made it over. The other three are prone.
Yeah.
So they're done. So they're gonna again spend half their movement to get back up, and then they're gonna basically get their crossbows and fire at Zilzara. That misses. Oh my god. That hits.
No.
4 points of damage. 13, does that hit? No.
No.
No, okay. That's it. So the two of them fire wide, the other one fires in, you catch them again. Roll concentration, please.
18.
18. Okay, very good. That's the bandits go. Zilzara, to yourself.
Um, yeah, so she managed to kind of she's taken some hits, but she's also still holding the sweet store over here. But given the information that Gray has shared about, this lad being the one we need to go after.
Yeah.
She is going to try and
Yeah.
just to make sure.
Your range is 30 feet. You can go 30 feet.
I to Ryan's binding ice at our desert brand.
Okay. Ryan's binding ice.
Right. It's a burst of cold energy and emanates from me in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a con saving throw and a fail save. Creature takes damage. Well, he fails first.
So I bring the shield says,
Can't say that.
Yeah.
Fail.
Okay.
She's on left.
What damage does he take?
Hang on, let me just. No, that's not. I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna cast it and turn down and increase the color damage by 1d8 for each spell. So, 3d8 cold damage, so 4d8 cold damage plus 2 of elemental affinity.
Okay.
she's got her goth dice and her goth tree.
they're out gothing each other. It's like, it's so black, it's so dark.
I must have been drunk when I picked these spells last. Yeah.
Oh fuck, have I done wrong in D10? I have, sorry. Try again. That's what I get for. Oh, the first one was a 7. Awesome. Just scribble that one out.
I'll get those from one side.
Yeah. Plus 2 for 3.
This is the maths part of the show.
Yeah, but let me just. Sorry, let me just.
That's all good.
Mats? You didn't say I didn't have mats.
So 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2 is 10. So 10 damage, and they're hindered by ice for 1 minute. Armed on creature within reach could use an action to break away from the ice.
Okay. So you kind of
If their speed reduced to 0.
you reach out and
Stop them feeding the minute.
you reach out and you just swirl your hands up as the kind of the torrent of storm over here. You seem to shift it over and just blast it into this lizard folk, and it kind of wraps up around their legs and up into their waist. And the cadaver that they were holding up with magic just seems to drop in a sloshing, splattering sound. And it's just like, it's stuck in one place. It takes damage, and just as that happens, Lopan pops back into existence. Because I failed to concentrate the spell.
As a,
It's been about.
as a bonus action, I'm going to Misty Step over here.
What about something?
You just appear back into the spot that you were in previously.
I'll put myself back in.
Yeah, so you just like Lopan just like rematerialize like there's a pop, and you just land back where you were as this creature kind of like is stuck in the ice, and it says, and its legs seem to freeze up. It goes right up to its waist, and it's unmoving, and it seems to be kind of struggling to get itself out. That is the end of Zilzara's go. Lopan, it's up to you. It's back into you.
I want to say something cheesy like, Luffy, I'm home! But I was saying, and I'm like, when I appear back, I actually had the spiel. I was going to go, oh, I missed it! Oh no, I'm back. I'm dead. He's still up. He's bleeding cheating. Actually, no, I'll go for these guys. I'm going to try and switch it up and go for some of the lackeys.
Actually, sorry.
Yeah.
He took damage, didn't he? It's too I failed the concentration for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 damage.
So as Lopan pops back into existence, he gets frozen, and you go to aim just as you land back in. All of the bandits just vanish. And he is left in the cavern by himself, frozen in place at the base of the mimic, because he failed his concentration checks as the spells drop.
I don't get it. I'm just gonna like, I know I'm good, but like, can I kill people without pulling the trigger?
So Lopan, it's still your go.
I'm gonna go. I say that. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Go ahead.
The revolver.
They weren't real. I figured out at some point they weren't real. Still for me though.
Is he real?
Oh yeah, he's real. He's a problem.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna go home blazing. Right, so
Absolutely shoot him, but
So I still
So this is started blasting.
I don't have swing blast, and that's what going through my head for ages. Suddenly turn into Danny DeVito with bunny ears. Unfortunately, is he prone in any way?
He's frozen in spot. He's frozen. He's not prone, but he's frozen, and he's kind of frozen from the waist down. He's like frozen into the rock.
Does it have any
He cannot
magical
move.
words like people that attack and get is there anything? Yeah, well,
No.
this is just straight roll the hit. Then no assassin shenanigans, revolver. Yeah, I sneeze, I fire, and I miss him completely. I just kind of like, use the light crossbow, hoping for something better, and I sneeze again, and it's
So
as AC said.
as you land back in, kind of trying to get your aim, you're all over the gap. You're kind of discombobulated, and you fire the revolver, and it goes off against the cavern wall. And then you fire the bolt, and it sails off into the distance. That is the end of your go. You don't move or anything like that. You stay where you are.
Again, I'm more of a not get into combat kind of person.
Okay.
I do have a scimitar and daggers, but I rarely use them. I tend to try and get their attention, but they've all vanished by him, so I'll stay where I am.
Cool.
I wouldn't like it's like again. That's how not to shoot, not move a target. For my next trick,
Great, it's into you.
So all these boys are gone.
They're all gone. All the bandits have just vanished into smoke. You can see kind of remnants of them, like a goth dance floor, just mist floating all over the place.
I love to picture Jill go Miss D steps. Sorry. So we gotta do something. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna use enhance ability on one of my bros. Enhance.
Enhance.
I am. What is the best thing? What's the best thing I can do for my bros? Okay.
How we doing, Kim? How we doing? Pick
You're
it.
doing so well.
Pick and enhance. Pick and enhance.
Enhance. No, fuck it. I think I'm going to do what I should have been doing all along. Get an out party inspiration going for everyone.
What time to break in the song?
Piece of mother brand. Well, I'm gonna do like you know do like some sort of like guttural like planting to get these two all fired up.
Cool, yeah. Full on Mongolian metal.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
There you go. Nice.
My brain was going with the he's covered in ice frozen songs, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the
You're as cold as ice.
well, I thought the that song sounds
Is it? There you go. So you're gonna bardic inspiration. Everyone, what's that? Give them the D. 1d8.
Whatever they want.
Cool. Whatever you want. Okay. So
Do we have to announce it before we roll or after we roll?
You have to be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Sweet, that was great.
So that's the end of the Grays go. You don't move. You're good where you are. Okay. It's now into the lizards. Does he have to do anything to con save on this thing? Yeah.
It just says that he's hindered by ice formations for 1 minute.
Well, that's the full. Yeah. Okay.
Or until it or another creature within reach of it uses an action to break away.
Okay.
So he's hindered by it until he breaks away himself, but he uses an action to do that.
Okay. So he is going to use an action to kind of crack out of the ice. And then you see him just like start punching at the ice, and then his legs. Who's the closest to him?
Me?
Okay, he's just gonna turn, and you just and his jaw just kind of expands, and he just runs forward, and is just gonna go and just take a massive bite attack into
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any way that I can annoy him to make him attack me?
How are you gonna annoy him, Darren?
Hey, God. You put me on the spot here.
Hey, you thought of it. That's not me. You came up with it, so you know.
As he starts running forward, and he kind of goes, "Hey, holy man, you know what's tasty? You're looking at him." And he goes,
Roll a persuasion, please. Roll persuasion.
Lopan likes getting in the way. His mates.
Even though he's smaller than
But yes, so persuasion, sorry, I'm just looking for me a little bit of extra stuff. Okay, alright. You know what? I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my little D8 again. Alright, so that becomes that's an 11.
He goes full tilt towards Gray, and you jump, leaping up and go, and you say, like, you can just taste me in. And just as his jaws come out, he clamps down, and your full body just lands in his mouth.
God.
And he's gonna do a bite attack on you.
No reason.
We have gotten to the level of Dungeons and Dragons where Kim is sassing the Dungeon Master. We have made it, people. We have made it.
It's always
amazing. Amazing. And I will not forget that.
And it is immortalized.
Yeah. So you, because it's a natural one, I have to put a bit of flourish on this. He runs towards you, and you just jump out and distract the creature as the last clumps of ice are still wrapped around his legs as they fall free, and he slips, and you just see his leg go from under him, and he's like biting at you as you careen through the air in front of him. He just bites at nothing, and he falls and slips and hits the ground and slides into the three of you. I need you all to give me a dex save, please.
I've fallen and I can't.
I'm full of chocolate.
I'm back. I'm still alive. Just hold me back. Oh, for God's sake, Lopan, really?
Dirty 20.
Oh,
14.
okay.
I get a 9.
9. Well, look, this is karma, motherfucker.
I'm the only one that felt
So,
bad. He didn't.
The two of you managed as he slides and hits the ground and starts sliding towards you. Yes, full on. You just deftly jump backwards in a weird way and land on your feet. Gray just nimbly jumps out of the way. Yeah.
No, because I have a disadvantage now that I got my NOS 21.
Hang on, I think I might have.
Wow. Gray, Lopan, as you kind of jump through the air and you go to land correctly, you kind of fall. You take.
Oh, hang on, before you do that.
Oh.
I have Lucky Foot.
Is this on deck saves?
This is when you fail a dex save, saving throw, you can use your reaction, which I haven't used yet, to roll a D4.
Go for it.
A beautiful D4. Beautiful. Come on. D4. Which is an extra 3. What was it? It was 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. You managed to tumble, twist through the air, and land a bit awkwardly. Not great, not a full-on 3-point superhero landing, but you kind of land and catch yourself, and you watch as this lizard folk person just slides off and just kind of careens into a rock and takes damage. And they're looking like they're taking a bit of damage now. They're bleeding from certain wounds. There's still a bolt sticking out of their clavicle. There's a bit of blood trickling out of their mouth as they kind of start to pick themselves up and they look at you. Did the three of you turn to face it?
Because I know he's wanting to attack us again, and I'm deliberately trying to annoy him, not you, him. I'm gonna say, sorry, what was that? Is there something in your throat? Oh no, there isn't. I should be speaking a bit more like this, but because again, I want him focused on me, and not the other two.
He is focused on the three of you at this point. See, all of you have pretty good passive perception, actually, insanely so. 14. Well, Zilzara hasn't. But you two. Again, you see it. There's a blur behind this lizard folk up in the distance. You see a blur of motion. You see it as well. As something drops down from the cavern ceiling behind it, about 30 to 40 feet back in the darkness. Now, Gray doesn't have dark vision, if I'm not mistaken. You do. Gray does. Lopan doesn't. That's what I knew one of you think would, but doesn't. It's definitely Gray, you see this kind of tall, light female form cloaked.
Right.
Hood slightly up, but kind of thin features kind of pick themselves up and quietly sneak up behind the lizard person.
Lizard. I'm turning to the guys. Hey, you all see her? You see her?
Yeah, you point her out, presumably I can.
Yeah, I mean, like
I have dark vision, but I didn't perceive her at the time.
I'm gonna roll something for the. Okay, the lizard person. I'm not going to fall for that. You take me for a fool.
Oh, excellent. He thinks I'm having a okay.
He rolled really shit on his.
Your foe, do we think?
Well, to be honest with you, I thought you were doing a bit. So
Now we're still in combat, but it's now your go.
This lizard person, I did too.
They do have a tail.
If I had a dick, I'm going to cast magic missile at first level and put a missile in both his shoulders and his head.
Okay.
into the
Oof. Yeah, roll damage.
Just gonna do it.
Oof.
Who earns?
No, 2. That's 12.
12 points of damage. The magic missiles are close. You're pretty close to him now at this point. You're within 20 feet. You're just in close range. And they knock him backwards. He's looking injured now, and it kind of catches him in the shoulders, the tail. The tail kind of, it takes a clump out of it at kind of just where it meets his butt. And you see a large chunk of flesh just burn away. And there's a sizzling smell of like just roast meat. And it's tantalizing, but also a bit accurate as well at the same time.
His part gecko will go.
Yeah, and he's like, "Rawr!" And he kind of snarls. Lopan, we're still in combat round. It's into yourself.
I'm like, I thought we were doing a bit. I can't see for shite. I mean, I am. If my brain is going with the, did I see a bit of a shimmer?
You saw. What did you get again in perception?
But you have passive
That-
perception, which is
Passive. Sorry, passive perception. You saw of a person, but with your dark vision, you lack of dark vision.
I don't.
You can't really see but you do see that they're starting. Well, you see a female form coming towards behind the lizard folk, but you see them coming towards you.
I'm gonna, part of me is thinking something, but no, I'm going to keep on keeping them distracted. Keep on
Keeping on.
I'm going to fire my revolver again, and yeah, I'm going to use that. So I use AC 13. AC 12. Sorry.
So you're gonna attack. That misses.
Sorry, I'm shooting them. I continue.
Yeah, that misses.
The revolver just strikes the ground. It's like, I've got to focus. And then the light crossbow. No, I was like, I don't know what. I missed completely. Like, I don't feel myself coming back from wherever I was. There was this like missus that talked to us and said I was unworthy. Like, do you think she cursed me? Because I can't hit anything at the moment. And that's me being a. You know what? I am going to do something. I'm remembering me thief tactics, and I am going to move up, so I'm right beside your man, and so technically I'm flanking for anyone else. That's
Okay.
And I'm going to, if I can with a bonus action, I'm not too sure because it's been a while since I played my rogue. If I can do I'm going to see if I can do dodge. I'm not too sure if I can, but I'm going to quickly look at it. So, but that's what I'm doing. I'm moving up, and oh no, I can't actually because I've already used the bonus action.
You've got your your action, your bonus action, already. You can move within. You can move up to them.
I'll move in, so I am helping anyone, but with flanking.
Sure. Yeah. You'll be flanking them. I don't think IRM have the sneak attack option, but you know.
Or like because of the shimmering, my brain has gone somewhere. I'm thinking if it is, this will be helpful.
Okay. Cool.
If it's fellow rogue invisible.
Yeah.
So I'm moving up.
So that's the end of your go. Great, it's into you.
Okay. I'm going to move on. That lizard.
Yeah.
With my pretty
Ice blade. Cool.
Let's do this. So I don't, because I don't have one D&D on.
No, it's fine. Just you have just roll D20 and add +5.
9.
9. You strike out with the thing and it just basically bats your hand aside and snarling at you.
It has throw, but that doesn't matter if you failed.
You failed your attack. Yeah. You failed your attack, and you only have one attack per action. So.
Did you do that +2 because I'm in my flank time? Great.
I don't know whether Grey has that ability.
No, well, I don't know what way you. Sorry, I don't know what way you do flank if you do flank at all. It's been a while. Like
Don't think that. 1 second now.
Was that a range? Sorry, was that a range attack or did she move?
She moved in. It's an optional room. It's an optional room, but like when a creature releases one ally within 5 feet of the same enemy opposite the enemy is flanked, each creature flanked has advantage on melee attacks against it. I'm happy to give you advantage on it to attack. I know you want to use this dagger, so
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
yeah, that hits. Yeah. So I have to make a con save, isn't that correct? Before I'll say.
Yes.
So
You can use it as a long range spell or a short range stab.
it does make the con save. I rolled a natural 15 plus 2. So,
Okay.
but what's the damage? It's 1.
1d10 plus 2.
Yeah.
So if it succeeded the con save, I don't get.
You do get the damage, but it doesn't freeze the
Oh,
creature.
gotcha. Okay, that's 7.
7 points of damage.
I'm such a baby compared to Lopan, but it's
You take the blade as you move in close, and it goes to swing out with its hand, and you bash its hand aside as it weakly kind of tries to strike at you, and you drive the ice blade deep up into its chest, and you feel the ice purchase and puncture in, and then something bursts, and you feel the pressure, and it kind of, and there's the look of shock on the lizard person's face, as it slumps forward and it meets your eyes. And it kind of reaches out with its clawed hand, and it just runs one claw down the side of your face, and you feel it cutting your skin. And its eyes seem to lose focus for a second, and then it just slumps forward and drops down on the ground dead. You feel an arcane trum across your body, and it just seems to pulse. And it's a warm sensation as the lizard person's body falls to the ground, and as Gray removes their blade from its chest as it falls, and it just seems to fall off before the body even hits the ground. You already see the tattoos start to fade and move off the body. And as you look up at Gray's form, you see on his fur large swirling patterns start to emerge embedded in the fur, similar to yours. Green at first and then white as they meld up into the fur. And Grey, you feel this burning sensation across your fur and your skin beneath. And it's strange. And there's an arcane trum. What's going through your head at this moment? Your head. Yeah.
Still. Well, first of all, she's like, okay, so we've killed the lizard guy. What about him? But excuse me. She's felt the surge. She's caught that obviously it has transferred with the death of this person now. Gray is in the same boat she is. And I suppose now there's even more of a drive to find out what is the source of this evil.
So just as Zill is finishing that last thought of all of that, you hear her say this in your mind.
Oh, we're psychically linked now.
And that's when we're going to go to break. See you back here in a couple of minutes, folks. We're going to take a break, get a drink of water, have a bite to eat. Yeah, and we'll have our winner of last month's prize, and we'll have the question for this month's prize, thanks to Dublin City Comics. Go check them out at dublincitycomics.ie, or go into the store on Capel Street if you're in Dublin. They are a phenomenal bunch of folks. They are fantastic sponsors. We really appreciate them a hell of a lot. So we'll see you here in a couple of minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I might have your address on file because you have won something off us in the past. So yeah, congratulations, Greg. Good job. So, without further ado, we have this beautiful tome of the Vox Machina Origins, the series collection of 1 and 2, all together. It's still sealed in plastic. Gorgeous. So the question is, what is the name of this beefy character right here? This character right here, the big barbarian looking fella from the Vox Machina. What's his name?
Beefy McBeefcake.
Beefy McBeefcake. Who is Beefy McBeefcake? What is Beefy McBeefcake's real character name in Vox Machina? Answers below. Share the video on social media and tag Irish Pubcast, and we will announce the winner for that. Thanks to Dublin City Comics again for their sponsorship. Go check them out on dublincitycomics.ie or pop into the store in Cable Street. They're a great bunch of people, and they really, been great support for us.
Especially Des.
Shade.
I love Des.
No, we love Des, but it's shady if you know what the setup is.
So, folks, go check them out, and thanks again, folks, for your sponsorship. Don't forget, put your answers below and share the video on social media, tagging Irish Pubcast. Right, let's jump back into it.
Yeah.
So, where we left off, you had, Gray had dispatched this lizard folk individual.
I heard a thunking.
There you go.
I was doing skibbity pops there for a while.
Kitty's got claws over here.
Lopan had whittled it down a fair bit, so
Yeah.
like a fair chunk.
He warmed it up for me.
I wander over and I go, he killed him. Ice. Go on, Gray. High five. And it's like, but like, and I didn't even do me voice. It's like, but like, just in case, and I'm gonna quickly loot the body, have a look, see if there's anything nice.
Okay.
But because that's what my brain told me while we were on the break to do. But what I really want to do is grab the body.
You might want to roll investigation there.
I don't know what. God, how good is my investigation? But no. What I really want to do once I do, well, actually, it's probably that everyone has a look. Is it's like, how about a taste of your own bleeding medicine? And I'm going to feed him to the mimic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can stop me. I'm not like it's a big. I'm like, how do you abolish?
let's stop him.
There's got to be a couple of rolls here because if you think about
Yeah.
it, it's a rabbit.
tiny.
It's a rabbit lifting a lizard.
folk.
I am strength 12. I must. So I do a little bit. I do a little bit of working out. Like,
You're not the fucking Duracell
You know?
bunny, alright?
No, he could be a goer.
Not. I have a tendency
And
to go on and on and on,
and
but I don't
on.
like to brag, like,
So obviously,
Yes.
you're going to start looting the body. Give me an investigation check.
I'm checking it for stuff, but yeah, I'm robbing him for the first time ever. There's got to be a gimmick in here, and I'm mumbling this like no one stays up. Like he must have some kind of, he must be doing something dodgy. Yeah, that's it. All right. So what do you want me to do?
Investigation.
Right. So this is where I remember why I don't loot stuff. Because I'm crap at it. A 12.
12. Lopan quickly starts rummaging over the dead body of this lizard folk, and he finds tucked in the folds of his leather armor, which is bejeweled and definitely giving off some form of enchantment to it, but tucked within the armor you find a wand.
Oh.
No.
You also find 2 daggers.
Ooh.
And with that roll, that is all you find.
Are the daggers a lot nice? You see, I don't know anything about magic. Are they a lot nicer than normal daggers? That's pretty. I.e., that's the only, like, if there's a little bit of effort put into them, my brain would be like, right, yeah, these like.
Give
But
me an Arcana check.
all right, yes, I can. Again, there's a reason why I don't have robes, but a 17.
17. They're not enchanted. They're not magical. Do you have any daggers on you to compare them to?
I have some. I have some. Let me just pause while I do. I do have daggers. Yeah.
What type of daggers do you have?
They're shitty daggers. They're normal daggers. They're
Shitty
run in the mill.
daggers.
They're just. They are shitty daggers.
Sorry,
Just-
shitty daggers.
Shitty daggers.
Plus 1 psychic damage.
If you have a look at the hilt, you have to squint. But they're shitty daggers. MT or TM.
You definitely can sense that these daggers that you found are much better than the ones that you currently possess.
All right. I like. I know. Like you lot are like, daggers are your go-to. But like, if you don't want them, can I have them? I show you the
just
stuff.
get
I'm
a
not.
real
I've nothing magical.
Can I
but-
see the wand?
Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
was
yeah,
gonna
like
say.
I'm just right, and again, I'm gonna roleplay this. I'm gonna like, yeah, you just gonna have a look at them while I feed them to the mimic. How do you like, or like the
maybe
monster?
don't.
How do you like your ball?
No.
What? No.
No, Lopan, we don't want to make that thing more powerful. We want to find out what's going on here.
How about just his leg? Like
You could poison him anyway. I'm pretty sure I punctured some.
it's more for your
Gas
one that
bladder.
it's more for your one that was like saying I was I can't remember what she said, but I didn't like it. I'm telling you.
Now,
Just
there
as
was a
you're-
woman standing
just as you're
behind
doing
the
this,
lizard guy.
You
Yeah.
see the female form has now moved right up, and she's like, "I wouldn't recommend doing that."
All right, you don't have to tell me more than 3 times, and I put it down.
And you see this female form steps forward, and she pulls her hood back, and she has kind of short cropped black hair, kind of a pixie cut hair, kind of long pointed ears that kind of go back a bit, pinched features, pointed chin, kind of high brows, kind of almond shaped eyes, bright kind of silvery eyes that are kind of taking you all in at this moment. And you cannot help but notice that she is adorned with the same arcane tattoos that now Grey and Zilzara have.
By the way, as an aside, as Grey, I'm horrified I have these tattoos. As someone who likes to commission works from artists, I'm very happy about it. I'll see you soon, Xcato. That's all I'm saying.
Xcato is the artist who's responsible for all the lovely artwork that you see on the screens of all the characters. So that's so yeah.
Beautiful artwork. Beautiful artwork.
Yes. So she steps forward, and you kind of see this. She kind of pulls the hood back. You see the cloak is kind of pulled back as well, and she has the cloak over her shoulders, but you can see that the armor that she's wearing kind of stops just here and kind of loops back over her arms here, and it's a mixture of cloth and leather armor. Intricate details and designs of swirls and long kind of leaf patterns are kind of engraved into the leather, but it's dark. It's kind of like a darkish green. She has bracers made of the same leather with the same kind of intricate designs that kind of come up over her arms. Fingerless gloves, again made of similar leather with similar designs on it. Across her chest, she has like a bandolier, and there's darts across in each of it, kind of bluish silvery darts that are kind of holstered and sheathed in there. She then has a long kind of rapier type blade on her right hip, and then 2 daggers and sheaths on her left hip. Wearing pants again with two kind of little holsters that seem to contain more blades that go down and tucked into knee-high boots that are again intricate and heavily carved. This is like a whole outfit that she seems to have this ongoing design throughout. She's very kind of light on her feet, and I'm trying to remember who. So Grey, as you're kind of taking in this individual,
Yeah.
Lopan, you to a certain degree as well, but you're kind of busy with the body. You realise that there's a familiarity to this individual.
Oh,
And give me a history check, please.
okay.
As you
18.
come- 18. You realise that the feeling you've been getting over the last day or so, and that you noticed as well there was somebody following you.
Yeah,
This was who was following.
this was the person.
This was
okay.
the person that was following you since you've landed here at the Flotsam.
Okay. I'm gonna say that to her.
I have been following you. I felt your presence, and she kind of gestures towards Zilzara when your ship docked. I have been here, and she kind of her first impression seems that she's trying to fumble over her words. She's kind of trying to find the right thing to say to you as a group, and she comes across as quite awkward in her kind of interaction. I'm not good with this type of thing. I generally keep to myself, but it's rare that I see someone afflicted with the same curse I have, and now it seems there are 2 of you. And she looks down at the body of the lizard folk, and it's quite the feat to have fell this one. You are clearly not to be trifled with. I've been following you for a very good reason. I have information that might aid you and might shed light on my predicament as well as yours. Would you mind accompanying me to my dwelling? I can explain it a bit better. I have kind of guides and research, and I kind of need to get out of. Well, I know we're not out in the open, but I kind of need to be where I'm comfortable. I'm not really comfortable right here.
And like, are you sure that's the one that was following us? I thought, like, from the bit I seen that they were taller, like, but alright. Before we go, like, what's his story like? Look, he took a he was formidable, if we can say that. I actually said it, so yeah, I did.
I don't know his individual story. I know what I do know is and she kind of gestures at herself, and you see that she kind of has faded. The tattoos are kind of faded on her face, kind of curl up around her cheekbones and down across her face and down onto her chin and down her neck. And you do see it up partially on her bare skin of her arms, and it's glowing, and it has that resonance that you are familiar with, and you feel yourself, Grey, kind of as you're looking at your body. You see like your fur is now kind of intermixed with this design, and you're kind of feeling very strange about it, and you can hear stray thoughts from Zilzara, but not from this individual. And like it's weird. You're starting to feel like your arcane abilities, they feel raw. They're starting to feel quite raw, and while you're used to having spellcasting and having the ability to use magic
in the background,
there's something else here now. It's something that seems to now be growing and embedding itself.
The thought sharing that's going on, is it two-way, or is it just Greg can hear mine?
It's kind of two-way. It's starting to become two-way. Like Grey has picked up on you, but you then start to hear kind of questions coming from Grey and whatever else you want to add to that. Like it's something that you're kind of hearing worry, and you're hearing queries and kind of like, what is this? Like, what's going on? That type of thing.
And is it proximity based, or like, because I'm like, if I can hear him, why can't I hear Ming-Na?
It's kind of hard to tell, really, because it is only starting to kind of blossom. It's starting to grow now. You do, both of you do hear all of a sudden the pained groan in that back of your mind from this creature.
Yeah, I want to do. I want to help this creature before we go anywhere. I mean, I have to help myself too. I got kind of hurt during that last encounter, but would you mind if we investigate this creature first?
Yes, of course. Forgive me. It is clearly important. For my time here, I don't understand any of this, but clearly there was something nefarious going about here, and this creature was involved in it. So yes, let us investigate, I suppose.
Lopan has been just thinking in his brain, and as this is going on, he just shouts out and points at Grey and is like, could it be the tattoos? Is that why he stood up longer than most? And then I start looking at the tattoos and to see if they're exactly alike, or if they're different.
Stronger, you mean?
Like, I heard, like, you know, you can get tattoos that like make you like a little bit more nice looking, or like, well, Tomo says it all, like you can get magical tattoos that pretty much do anything. But like could they be them? And I just start looking to see like if there's any, like, you know, markings that look like a shield or something. I'm trying to wrap around how the hell this guy did not die.
Stronger, Zil?
Like, and I start like doing little laps, like, because it makes no sense how he was able to keep going. But like, are the tattoos similar on both of them, or
no? They're very different. They're of the same. Like, you don't really know languages.
Oh, I'm just looking at pretty pictures.
Looking at the designs, the ones that are on Zilzara, they're kind of like early 2000s emo barbed kind of look to them. Like, you know, it's like, you know, it's the thing. But then the one that's on Grey, they've got kind of a feathery feel to them. They look kind of like curved, but they kind of taper off. The kind of the added effect of the fur now, it looks like they're actually just part of Grey's fur but there is an arcane kind of hum off them, glow. Even you can kind of see, at least. You can't feel it, but you can see.
That's the only thing. Like, this is wrecking my head. But like, do you think that maybe your tattoos? Like, I know you just got it, but could that be like? Could you be like a lot more stronger now? A lot more able to.
I won't know
stay
till
up,
we're
like.
in trouble again, I suppose.
Suppose like I'll keep an eye on that though.
I'm gonna go up to the creature though, and I want to try and heal it a bit if I can.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go up and I am going to cast Cure Wounds, even though what's wrong with it probably isn't wounds, it's probably just whatever. It's been damaged from its diet, has it?
Like, are you doing checks here? Or are you
I'll do a medicine check.
Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
21.
Oh, jeez.
Bitch.
Okay, so as you get close to this creature and you go to kind of lay on your hands and give it a cure, you realise something, that as you get past this, the kind of the now slightly smaller pile of bodies, you notice that they seem to be diseased in some way. They're inflicted with something, and it definitely looks like, with that high of a medicine check, it definitely looks like there's something arcane about this, like they've been cursed. Like whatever these bodies are, they've been cursed.
And
you also
they're
notice,
definitely dead.
you also notice that their garb, they look like these are the workers from
Up there.
up above, and they looks like they're being used as sacrifices to do whatever here. But you definitely sense that with that particular medicine check that these bodies have been cursed, and you can see now that the curse is starting to transfer to this giant creature, like it's gargantuan, it's huge. Where you stand in front of it now, you see that its maws, like its mouth is huge, it's lacerated, like edges and sharp teeth that are gouging. There's a tongue that's like lolling inside of it. That's like it's mottled and purple and grey in parts, and it doesn't look right. And you can pretty much guess that whatever curse is on these bodies has been transferred to this creature, and is starting to slowly spread outwards through. And as you look up, you see where its body and tendrils kind of merge into the rock and become one with the rock. That it is starting to spread upwards and outwards into the surrounding tavern or cavern, and you realise that you kind of get it, that it's like this whole thing is this creature. Like with that, with a 20 medicine check, that kind of you can guess that looking at its where it's kind of melding into the rock face, you're kind of going, this is all one creature. It's all this creature, and they seem to have been infecting it with something.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on it and see what happens at 3rd level.
You kind of put your hands out, and you see the kind of the bluish hue come off your hands, and you see glow, and you move closer, and the Cure Wounds takes effect, and you see the areas where you kind of have your hands near, they start to kind of shimmer out and partially become rock again, and that fleshy, the grey purpley flesh kind of shrinks away. Is there an amount of healing you do?
12. I did 12.
So the healing takes effect on that particular area, but it doesn't do the full thing. Like you see that it's still part of it, and you can hear kind of a relief slightly in the back of your mind, but not a heavy relief. There's still a pain there. It's like, it's when the drugs are only just starting to hit you.
I turn to the other lady and I'm like, I could do this a couple of times before we go, but can you do anything?
It's not really my forte. I'm not a healer in any way. I would say that I do know some people, but I don't even know what this is. I couldn't tell you. Like, is this the creature of the cavern? Is the cavern the creature? This is outside of my realm of knowledge.
It seems this way, from what I can tell. Yeah, this creature is of this cavern and making up this cavern, but has been poisoned.
I say, don't waste your energy, Grey, gesturing at his tattoos. You've bigger things to worry about now.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'll be honest with you, like up until you healed it, my brain was going the other way, saying like it's the problem, we should take it out. But like, what would I know? Like, you know.
Okay, well, I think we're gonna go with you, ma'am. But as you've seen, we're not to be trifled with. So please don't waste our time.
Oh, no, seriously, this is not a waste of your time. It's more, it's kind of going to be beneficial for all of us. And she kind of gestures at you two and herself. It's definitely something you need to see.
Okay.
I need to explain it to you. Please follow me. And she kind of starts to lead you back out the way you came. But you do feel that in the back of your mind there is a pleading sense from that creature to help it in some way. But it's kind of, it's as you start to leave, if you're leaving, it is kind of just in the back of your mind, kind of clawing at you.
I want to go back.
I wonder. I would be too, but I don't see this. I go over kind of like to the body, and I'm gonna chop off a finger. I'm gonna put it in a little like plastic bag that's used for like herbs and stuff for poisons, so I just conveniently have an extra one of, and it's like, I'm gonna talk to a wizard. I need to know how this guy survived. And then I look at the creature and I go, sorry mate, I can't help you. And I start walking off, and I was like, yeah, weren't we meant to figure out like why the power wasn't working? And then I'll continue on.
I'm gonna go back and give him 2 more blasts.
Okay.
Sucker.
You heal large sections of it. There were 2. Like, it was the amount of healing that you do there.
Yeah. Second time. I did 15.
Okay.
And the third time. Such a nice noise. 25.
Oh, wow.
Bitch.
That's a hefty one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You you give it a first blast of healing, and you see
52 altogether.
large chunks of it kind of start to heat up, and then you kind of like no, and you just push yourself even further, and you strain against it. As you do this, and Zilzara, you kind of feel this as well, and it causes you to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
Your arms, as the energy kind of emanates out, the fur on your arm stands on end, particularly where these new arcane symbols are. They glow, and you feel a green pulse. And Zilzara, you start to feel the energy as well.
Mm.
And you see the other woman kind of stumble a second, and because she's heading out of the cavern,
Yeah.
she stumbles and catches herself, and kind of holds her head, and then turns. And it's kind of like, it's like you feel like the energy's looping back on you, and you push further, and then you do a large surge of healing as you use your magics. And you see a large chunk of this creature kind of halfway up its large, like it's a huge towering body that seems to be like from the ground to the ceiling of this tavern or cavern. I keep saying cavern.
Because we're normally in
We're
one.
playing
Yeah.
D&D.
And it's like it kind of moves up halfway, and you see that it starts to heal up and it's becoming healthy, but there's still that kind of necrosis kind of still there. And you do hear a sense of relief partially from the creature, and there is a kind of a shudder in the cavern as well, as parts of the rock on the ground start to move and form and move up into kind of not so much tendrils but large kind of like stalagmites that reach out and kind of form as if they're going to reach out and touch you. And you hear a kind of a sense of calming kind of, it's like a presence that seems to push itself out in front of me, but still slightly in pain.
Do we know, do I know what mimics normally eat?
Give me an animal.
Yeah.
What would you give me on this one? Give me an arcana check.
Okay. 13.
Mimics generally would just kind of eat anything. They
Okay.
just,
I'm gonna get the nicest food stuff I have. Whatever the purest, the nicest piece of whatever I have, and just give it to it as an alternative. Just even tokenistically, just that they can get the taste of
Dead
cursed
bodies.
out of their mouth.
as you kind of reach the food out, and the kind of the tongue lazily kind of flows out of the mouth and wraps itself around the food and your hand, and you feel like the slobber and the saliva, and it just pulls it out of your hand slowly and then just vanishes back into the mouth. And the kind of the now rock-like mouth kind of crumbles back and forth, and there's like rock pieces falling off the side of its mouth as it chews on this small morsel of food. And there's a sense of gratitude that's emanating from the creature.
Okay, I'm gonna hey, I'll get you help if I can, and then I go catch up with the others.
This woman is now kind of moved forward, and she's like gesturing. I think it's important that we move quickly. And she kind of, I forgot to ask your names.
Oh, I'm Gray.
Well, what's yours?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So Zill of you.
I was thinking that myself. She never introduced herself, which is a bit rude, isn't it?
Leskar is my name. Leskar.
Leskar.
Does it say made up, or is that her actual name?
Give me what's the word I'm looking for?
Perception.
Insight.
Insight. That's
Insight.
The
There
word.
we go. Cause like, it seemed like she. Damn it, fluffy dice! You let me down. I've got pink fluffy dice, which is fitting for Lopan. Yeah, unfortunately, I rolled a 2, so 6.
She seems honest. Yeah, she seems like this is her name, Leskar. As
Say it
unsure
again.
of herself as she seems she's telling you the truth with her name.
Leskar.
Just Leskar. Leskar.
I'm Lopan. Like,
Zildara.
It's a pleasure. And she kind of turns on her heel and starts leading away out of the cavern. As you kind of go, you're kind of taking your steps that you came to the last time, retracing your steps. When she gets to an area where there's kind of a large outcropping of rock, and she goes, there's an easier way out this way. And she kind of moves behind a rock, and it's a kind of a weird third eye situation where she kind of seems to phase through part of it. Then you realise it was every way the rock was sitting, it was kind of hiding another
illusion,
entrance.
right?
And she kind of steps in and just gestures for you to follow her, and she leads you into what looks like it's not a natural formation. This has like been hewn out of the rock, and there's steps that lead up and curve around, up and out, seemingly, of the area. You can see the curve up and go for a while. It's like they're spiraling up at long arcs. Do you follow her?
Yeah.
Yeah. In for
No,
a
it's
penny,
not
in for a
to.
pound.
She leads you up and out, and you kind of find yourselves back out into a part of where the district that you were in previously, but it's kind of like a side alley that she kind of pushes aside a doorway that kind of skids and scrapes along the cobble, and she kind of pushes it forward. She kind of steps up and out into the open world and kind of gestures for you to follow her. She goes, we must be quiet and silent. Night is beginning to fall, so there's many undesirables in this part of the city. And she kind of pushes the door closed with a kind of a scraping sound on the ground again, and kind of pulls across a beam that shuts it, keeps it shut. And you notice that the door seems to just fade into the wall that it was in. It's wooden, but it's kind of nondescript as it falls into its frame, and then she pulls the bar across. It's this way. We don't have far to go. And she kind of starts to lead you through the winding passageways.
I'll hide if I can, or stealth if I can.
Yeah, if you stealth roll.
Cool. Roll the dice.
You're not walking for long. It's about a 15-minute walk, and you
15.
15. You get to this kind of very dilapidated building. Nothing special about it. It's just it's like a 2-story kind of little house, right in the middle of these larger buildings that is made up of all sorts of debris and kind of wood and metals. This used to be once part of ships. This dwelling, she kind of unlocks the front door and opens it and leads her way in and gestures for all of you to follow. And she kind of steps into the darkness of this dwelling and then moves across the room and starts to light an oil lamp that's sitting on the table that begins to illuminate the room in a very dim light. The room is sparsely furnished. It's got like a small kind of set of chairs. There is a table that has some cutlery and plates out on it. There's a small kind of tabletop stove that's laid out, and you can see some pots and some tankards and stuff like that have been used. There's a staircase that leads upwards, and there is an area at the back, just at the back of the staircase, where there's like a mottled, dirty old curtain that's pulled across an area, just like it's like a dividing area, but it's pulled right across. You can't see what's behind it, and this curtain is all patchwork and filthy and stuff like that. It's very much a rundown flop house. It doesn't look anything special. But she kind of starts to move around with ease, and she gets a pot of water and puts it on, and a gesture for y'all, like make yourself as home as you can. Yes, I'm going to make. Would anyone like anything to drink? I'm going to make myself a coffee because it's going to be a bit of a conversation.
Anything stronger than coffee?
No, it sets me off. Really, my nerves. I don't really like to imbibe.
I guess I'll take a coffee.
Yeah. I really shouldn't be taking coffee either, but it's the only really thing I do. It's my one vice. And she kind of puts the pot on and starts to brew up some coffee. It's kind of hard to talk about, but you see, there is our affliction, our curse that we all share. It is a byproduct of a curse, a long forgotten curse, and it is down to really, it's hard to say. And she kind of steps up and grabs the curtain and pulls it back, revealing this large wall covered in all sorts of scrolls, threads of red thread moving from one side to the other, linking different other scrolls, long diatribes of handwritten kind of script on the wall in chalk, and in some pages in large blocks of ink, diagrams, different variations on what you can, as you make it, you take it all in, you see different variations of these scars, of these tattoos, drawn on human figures or humanoid figures of different races, sizes, shape, all these timelines laid out, and then right in the center, all these threads intersecting, and right in the center you see this one word written in a large black scroll. You see S-H-A-R.
Uh-oh. Was this someone that they met in Torremolinos on the holidays?
We are inflicted with a language that is long dead, or supposedly long dead. We are inflicted by a goddess who everyone thought was gone, and disposed of. But there's one thing about language. There's one thing about power, is that it'll stay alive as long as it is spoken, and even by a few, and even if it's worshipped, and even if it's taught and passed down, it will stay alive, and it will keep those alive who are linked with it. We are cursed by the goddess Shah, and my journey has led me to here because I feel that is a convergence happening, and the fact that there are two of you here now with me proves me right. I feel that we must stop this from occurring, and the only way to do that is to track down the remaining members of her followers that are also inflicted with this. I take it, as we saw, you were afflicted very recently following the killing of an individual who was also afflicted.
That's how we've seen it happen. That's the only way we've seen it happen.
Hang on a second. Are you saying that lizard guy was like a worshipper of your one?
Yes.
Oh.
I believe he was here at her bidding.
But he, and I've got goosebumps literally because I've just clicked. But like he did his pointy thing, and then I was in a vacuum, and then this face of a woman appeared, and like she goes, "Why would he send me you?" Have I seen a god?
You saw her face.
Yeah, like he did this, and I've got as if I've got I'm deliberately putting this up, but it's like because I've been shocked. Kind of, have I seen? I tried to shoot a god because I did.
I wouldn't. You probably wouldn't have gotten very far with it if I'm honest. But you see, I too became afflicted with this, and she kind of takes her cloak off now, and you can see the further extent of her tattoo, and it is more like with her, it's kind of it's facial, it's down along her neck, and it's across her shoulders, and it seems to dip down here as well. And in parts of it seem to be darker and more vibrant in others. I was working on a team. It was a heist, and we were unaware of the home we were trying to rob. We told it was just a rich lord, and he came upon us quite quick, and I just got an unlucky shot after a long fight, and I managed to I killed him, and I fainted. I seemed to everyone that I thought I was gone, and one of my colleagues very, very, very kindly picked me up and brought me to safety, and then I awoke and I was cursed with this.
Did you happen to take him out with cold magic?
I stabbed him with a blade.
Just checking, because that's how Gray got the last guy.
I don't think the magic is. It's the death that really. It's the death.
The death causes the transference of the tattoos.
I saw that with me.
We've seen that with me and our friend Ming. It's kind of Dale, despite herself, she's like, it's kind of an ingenious curse, though.
Yeah.
Like, just because Shar's follower or followers are defeated doesn't mean that that element of her is gone. It just transfers, ensuring her continued existence.
She is. How? It took me a long time to find out about her. A lot of the knowledge about her has been buried. Her empire of darkness fell following the cursed spell plague, apparently, many years ago. And the thing about empires is they fall, and the language that was used for them falls with it. But clearly she found a way to keep it alive.
And she's existed in the shadows for so long because she's obviously gotten by on the fact that it's small numbers, because otherwise we would have come across this before. I've never seen anything like this before I became infected. And from what you're saying, this is old magic.
And now, after so long of nothing being there, nobody knowing, there's now 3 of us in the same place.
Do you think it's dangerous for us all to be together?
I think yes, it is dangerous, but why? Why is it all of a sudden there's starting to be a resurgence? Like, clearly, this individual that you recently killed, they were doing something. They were out doing something for her bidding. What were they doing with that creature in the tunnels? Why were they feeding their bodies to it? Why were they trying to infest it with something? Why impact that creature? Why try to come here and do that? Why all of a sudden are there now 3 individuals cursed with this here? That can't be a coincidence.
Are there foot soldiers for Shard that don't have these markings?
There are her followers, I guess, but
so
you have to understand these markings, and she kind of gestures to the wall, very Charlie-ish,
yeah,
where she's just given it all up.
Yeah.
And it's like, these particular markings aren't just for anyone. I found these, and she kind of points to a long, kind of what looks like something out of the Book of Kells, like a long,
a long
manuscript piece with diagrams and intricate designs and a lot of this kind of text and dialogue beside it. These markings are reserved to her lieutenants.
Oh, that's a problem.
So we have each in turn killed somebody who believed
Oh,
hard enough in her to be marked as her lieutenant. These are her markings, and eventually, how long have you, like, we know you're recent. How long have you had yours?
It's like, was it like 3 weeks at this point? How long have we been knocking around?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh my god.
It's been a couple of months.
Couple months.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going over and I'm looking at the stuff, and maybe Lopan being Lopan, he goes, I seen something like this a long time ago, but it turned out to be a knitting pattern. So, but like, I don't know if you copped, but like when I was in there, like, she like said like she was totally aware that her follower sent me to her. So just if that's the case, that like, and he was wearing the tattoos, just be a bit aware that maybe she knows what you're saying. Like, it could be a coincidence, but like, have you got the,
you looking at the diagrams?
I am, but again, Lopan always pretends to be a lot more stupider than he is, and that's why he's saying knitting pattern.
Investigation check, please.
Investigation. You think I would be good at it, but I'm not.
Why would you be good at it?
Because
You're inquisitive.
I'm an assassin, so wouldn't I
Oh,
investigate my target
That's
before
true.
killing him? But having said that, the die is backing me up for once, and I rolled an 18.
Oh, nice.
Your eyes are scanning over this, and you see all this script that doesn't make any sense to you at all whatsoever. And your eyes start to follow it, and then you see a couple of names and lists, and then you see a couple of artist impressions, and you see one particular artist impression that just catches your eye immediately. And you see a drawing of Kiris Penelvath staring back at you from this murder board that seems to be on the wall.
Oh no.
I am going to take it off, look at it, turn to her and was like, what's he doing on your board? Where is he? How do you know him? Is he in trouble? Is he okay? Where is he? And I just start slightly freaking out.
He's my friend. The friend I told you about who saved me from the heist. That was Kiris. Do you know him?
I do. Like, he's a mate of mine. Like, he's a like a good friend. Like, you know, we've got each other's backs. I haven't seen him in. Jesus, that's odd. I don't remember when I last seen him. But like, he was part of my crew. Like, we were on a ship together. Sorry, like, where is he? Like
he came here with me. I feared the worst. He was here in this house, and I left one day to run errands, and I came back and he was gone.
How long ago? Like,
about 2 weeks.
Like, he left his surfboard. He never leaves his surfboard. Like, he loved the surf.
Where did he leave the board?
He left it in and because it's been so long, Darren forgets the actual name of the goblins, but it was
Collins
in
Rockets.
Collins. I should know that. Again, I forgot me book. Collins Sprockets. Like,
Cog and Sprockets.
Cog. That's on the other.
Collins Sprockets.
That's on the other.
Sprockets cap.
That's the other side of town. Sorry, I get them on the Sprocket district. Yeah. Cog and Sprockets. Like, it was just there. Like, just there. Like, it's getting repaired, I think, but like it's not like him to leave that. It's like me leaving Old Bet, and then I remembered that my revolver isn't in its shell anymore. It's like me leaving Lopan's nozzle on the ground. Like, I wouldn't do it.
Kiris was here with me. He travelled with me here, was helping with my investigation, and then he did have some things he had to attend to, but he told me he wasn't going to be gone for long, and it's been 2 weeks. But he was part of it, and he helped me put all of this together, and it's strange. Again, it's a coincidence. No, a friend of his, the three of us. This seems something is doing. It can't be. And she's just stuttering away. She seems to be lost in her own kind of mutterings. Look, I don't know where else this leads. I've made it this far, but I was told there was going to be something here that was going to be dangerous. It was going to be a danger to everyone. And yet I find you, and then we find that creature, the lizard in lizard folk in the tunnels, and then you kill him, and now this is where we are. There is one thing that I've yet to find that this research alludes to, and it's something called the gate. And it is something to do with Shah. My research tells me that she has been trapped in another realm, and her followers are trying to get her out, free her, and it's difficult. But if we are meant to be her proxy lieutenants, unwillingly, we're going to be linked with this in some way.
She's not controlling us right now, though. Surely, for her to succeed, she would need her lieutenants full steam ahead on her plan for the gate. And right now, she's got a lot of unwilling, unaware lieutenants. Have you felt a pull on your are your tattoos steering you in a certain direction?
I've stopped sleeping because when I sleep I see her.
I don't sleep anyway.
Ah, I see. Are you being given messages, instructions?
Have you, and she looks at Zildara, have you had visions? Have you seen?
Yeah.
She tries to entice you, promises you with power and your greatest wishes, and tries to pull you in. And there's been a few times where I've been tempted, but I know it's not right. I know I shouldn't say yes, but I haven't slept. I've been using tonics, magics, trinkets to keep me going, but and you can see by the look of her now, as you take her in, she is haggard the fuck. She is wrecked. Like, she has bags under her eyes, she's gaunt, she looks like she hasn't slept for days, she looks like she hasn't eaten for even longer. Like, while she looks capable to a degree, she definitely looks sick and more feeble than you initially thought as you see her now in this state. And she kind of like, if we are to do what we need to do, I need to ask you for your help. And I know I don't have a place to ask this, you don't know me, but we are linked in some way, and this is going to be something that we must undertake if we wish to be rid of this curse. So I ask you now, will you help me?
I'm gonna look at the other two.
I mean, would we have to bring Mingna?
I think safety in numbers.
Yeah.
I think if we're gonna beat this Shar, as daunting as it is to have her marks on us, and yes, it presents a risk that she may have a hold on us, but all this time I've had these markings, having Mingna with us has been a help and a support.
Yeah.
And I think the more of us that are involved, the more, brains we have working on the problem,
Yeah, I agree.
I think I have been fortunate so far that while Shar has attempted to tempt me, I think there is somebody looking out for me. Not necessarily somebody I want looking out for me either, but you know, the enemy of thine enemy. Better the devil, you know. All those adages. I think our first step is, Leskar, we need to get you to the Silver Spear.
Oh, is that your ship?
It's not our ship. It is the ship we are traveling on, and a ship that is captained by a friend of ours who also has the same affliction that we do.
It's not our ship.
Captain Mingna obtained her markings the same time I did, so we have had the same affliction for the same amount of time.
There is another one.
There is another. There are now 4 that we know of.
And she kind of like, yes, let's go. I need to bring my findings. And she kind of starts to take stuff down off the wall.
Bag of
pack
holding.
it up. Yeah, and starts to pack it up and she produces books and notebooks and scrolls and starts to kind of put them in. She actually has a bag and she starts to put stuff in, and she kind of, if you can, she kind of gives you some stuff to look over and take with you and some of that. And she starts to, and within a couple of minutes she has everything taken down.
Yeah, I'll help her pack.
Yeah, and she gets everything packed away, and she looks around the sparse room now, takes the coffee off the pot. I don't think we need that, and puts it to one side. And then she runs up the stairs. You hear her clanking and a kind of a crashing a bit, and then she comes back down and she has another bag, and you can see that there's a bag with kind of what looks like kind of crystal sticking out of it. There's another blade with the hilt sticking out. She goes, she pulls her cloak up around her. She goes, forgive me, I'm quite excited by this because I haven't had any leads in this situation for quite some time, and with Kira's gone, it was tough for the longest time, but now you're here. I can't believe it, and there's 4 of us.
Speaking of your friend, Kiris, should we leave a note?
I suppose.
He's not the type, like, from what I remember, he's not the type to just disappear without, like, again, like, there's certain things he'd always bring with him, and like, he's not one for disappearing this long without leaving a note. And like, to leave a surfboard behind, like, that's just like, doesn't make any sense. So I definitely want to like ask more questions about where he went and maybe track him down. I know you asked the question about will we help. Like, yeah, I'd be a bit of a bollocks if I didn't help me mates. So like,
well, you're a bit of a bollocks anyway.
I'm a bit of a bollocks, but like, I'm not a total bollocks. But like, so I'll help all my mates, you included, like, and like, you can help me find my other friend, and hopefully he's alright.
We'll leave the note, and she scribbles something real quick down, like, you see a silver spear, and she, what dock? And you can remember the dock number. She writes the dock number in and stuff, and that type of thing. If he does come back, he'll see this.
Maybe leave it somewhere only Kiris would know to look for it.
Yes, good idea. I know. And she takes and crumples up and goes over to where the coffee pot is and opens it up and digs right down deep and just buries it in the bottom of the coffee and then closes it and puts the coffee back up. Okay, and she kind of rubs off her hands. I have so many questions and queries and everything. Okay, let's go. To your ship, I guess. That's not really a ship, but is kind of your ship. Yeah, and she kind of ushers you all out and closes the door behind her and locks it. And you head off down the street, leads you back towards the docks. And just as you're making your way through the bustling, kind of the half bustling crowd at night time, because night has fallen here, and there is street lamps and there's lights that are flickering on and off.
Yeah.
And there's fading in and out of energy, but not as bad as before.
but as you're making your way through the town, the ground starts to tremor slightly.
Oh, great.
And that's where we're going to leave this month's episode.
Oh, no.
Until the next time, folks, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to enter into the competition. Thank you to Dublin City Comics, our sponsors. So, asking the question, who is this big, chunky, beefy man right here? Put the answer below in the comment section. Share the video on social media, tagging the Irish Pubcast. We will see you next time on Sorcery Shenanigans. And also check us out on our podcast, the Irish Pubcast, as well. You can find us on Spotify or anywhere you find your podcasts. This is Sorcery Shenanigans. Do check us out. Share us around the place. Tell your friends about us. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.